Summary of The Stranger by Albert Camus. Albert Camus' The Stranger, originally published in French as L'étranger in 1942, is a seminal work of existentialism and absurdism. The novel tells the story of Meursault, an emotionally detached and indifferent French Algerian, who becomes embroiled in a senseless murder. Through Meursault's experiences, Camus explores themes of absurdity, the meaning of life, and the inevitability of death. Plot summary. Part 1, Meursault's indifference to life. Death of Meursault's mother. The novel opens with Meursault receiving news of his mother's death. He travels to the old people's home in Marengo, where she had been living, to attend her funeral. Throughout the ordeal, Meursault displays a striking lack of emotion. He does not cry or mourn, instead feeling more inconvenienced by the disruption to his routine. His detachment is evident as he observes the people around him with disinterest. Relationships and daily life. After the funeral, Meursault returns to Algiers and resumes his daily life. He strikes up a romantic relationship with Marie Cardona, a former co-worker. They spend time together swimming, watching movies, and making love, but Meursault's emotional indifference persists. He also befriends Raymond Sins, a neighbor with a dubious reputation, who asks for Meursault's help in writing a letter to his mistress to lure her back after a fight. Meursault agrees without much thought, further illustrating his lack of moral engagement. Raymond's conflict. Raymond's conflict with his mistress escalates, resulting in her brother and some friends confronting Raymond. Meursault becomes indirectly involved in the situation. During a weekend trip to the beach with Marie, Raymond, and a friend, Masson, they encounter the mistress's brother, an Arab, and his friends. A fight breaks out, and Raymond is injured. Later, Meursault, wandering alone on the beach, encounters the Arab again. In the oppressive heat and blinding sunlight, Meursault impulsively shoots the Arab, killing him. Part 2, The Trial and the Absurdity of Justice. Arrest and Interrogation. Meursault is arrested and interrogated about the murder. His lack of remorse and emotional detachment puzzle the authorities. During his imprisonment, he reflects on his life and the events leading up to the murder. He finds solace in the physical sensations of his cell and the small pleasures he can still experience, such as smoking a cigarette. The trial. At the trial, the focus shifts from the actual murder to Meursault's character and his lack of conformity to societal norms. The prosecutor emphasizes Meursault's behavior at his mother's funeral, arguing that his emotional indifference indicates a lack of moral integrity. Witnesses, including Marie and Raymond, testify about Meursault's character, but their testimonies are used to paint him as a cold and unfeeling individual. Meursault's defense. Meursault's lawyer struggles to defend him, as Meursault himself is indifferent to the outcome of the trial. He does not try to justify his actions or express remorse. His lawyer argues that the murder was a momentary lapse caused by the intense heat and sunlight, but the argument is weak compared to the prosecution's portrayal of Meursault as a moral aberration. Verdict and sentence. The court finds Meursault guilty of premeditated murder and sentences him to death by guillotine. Meursault remains indifferent, accepting his fate without protest. He continues to reflect on his life, the meaning of existence, and the inevitability of death. He finds comfort in the idea that life is absurd and that human existence has no inherent meaning. Analysis. The Stranger is a powerful exploration of existentialist and absurdist philosophy, which are central themes in Camus's work. Camus examines the human condition, the search for meaning, and the acceptance of the absurdity of life. Themes: absurdity and meaninglessness. Meursault embodies the existential belief that life is inherently meaningless. His actions and reactions are guided by a recognition of life's absurdity. The murder he commits is senseless, mirroring the randomness and lack of inherent purpose in life. Emotional detachment. Meursault's indifference to societal norms and emotional conventions highlights the theme of alienation. His detachment is not just emotional but philosophical, as he rejects imposed meanings and values. The inevitability of death. The novel confronts the inevitability of death and the human response to it. Meursault's acceptance of his execution reflects his understanding that death is the ultimate end, and its inevitability renders life's struggles meaningless. Society and judgment. The trial scenes illustrate how society imposes meaning and moral judgment on individuals. Meursault is condemned not for the murder itself but for his failure to adhere to societal expectations of emotion and remorse. Conclusion: Albert Camus's The Stranger is a profound exploration of existentialist and absurdist philosophy, challenging readers to confront the meaninglessness of life and the inevitability of death. Through the character of Meursault, Camus delves into themes of alienation, emotional detachment, and the absurdity of human existence. The novel's stark prose and unflinching portrayal of a man who refuses to conform to societal norms make it a timeless and thought-provoking work that continues to resonate with readers.